Hey you guys, it's your girl Danny Royal from DannyRoyal.com, and I want to leave something with you all today. I've been seeing the number 727, and I believe that numbers are very, very significant, and God is very intentional with numbers. Hence the reason Him having a whole book called Numbers in the Bible. It's not angel numbers. We don't get into all of that, but I've been seeing the number 727, and 727 represents ark, in the Hebrew connotation of the word ark, or chest, like a chest, something box or so. And so I started doing my research, and in my research I was looking into why, or what the significance of an ark is. And so, it led me to the Ark of the Covenant, and the Ark of the Covenant was like a chest box. It's like a chest box that had angel wings touching each other. It's like an ark. And inside of the box were three things that were very significant. Very, very significant. And the Ark of the Covenant represented, the presence of God being with us. And so what was significant about the Ark of the Covenant was it could not be touched. And if you touched the Ark of the Covenant, then you would surely die immediately, okay? So typically they carried the Ark of the Covenant with poles, two long poles. And I'm learning these things, and I just was like, man, oftentimes we walk around and we don't have any knowledge of certain things until and so what I found is that, in doing my research, as I tapped into God, what is it that you're trying to say? He put in my spirit immediately when I went to go look it up, what it was that He wanted me to see in this moment. Not to say that there's not more that He wants me to get out of it, but I wanted to leave this with you. The Ark of the Covenant is something that's sacred, right? And so it's sacred because God's presence abided, was filled in it, and we're not worthy to be able to touch it unless we have the glory of God abiding on the inside of us, the Holy Spirit abiding on the inside of us, right? And so I need you to understand, just as the Ark of the Covenant, you and I, if you are a child of God, you are just as sacred. And if someone touches you in any way, shape, form, or fashion, and they put their hands or their mouths on you, and they have no place to, and they mess with the child of God, because God sees you as Himself, I can assure you this much, that individual, that person will surely die. Now, that may be a spiritual death, that may be a natural death, I don't know, however it resonates, but God will literally cause things to happen to people who put their mouths on what's sacred to Him. Okay? And so if you knew how important the Ark of the Covenant was, you would understand exactly what it is that I'm saying. But what I want you to do, and what I challenge you to do, and what I'm going to leave for you as homework, is to do your own research and look up the importance of the Ark of the Covenant. And I need you to understand that just like the Ark of the Covenant, you are just as valuable as the Ark of the Covenant. You don't understand how God sees you until He sees you. So today, rest on that. Know that God has you. You are sacred to Him. And inside of you, just like the Ark of the Covenant chest, inside of you holds things that no man can touch. And if they try to touch the things that God has put on the inside of you, in which they never can, they can try to hinder things, but they can never stop the move of God. What I want you to understand is that God's going to get them, and He's still going to allow your name to be made great, because He's placed something on the inside of you that only you can present to the masses, only you can present to the people. So understand that you are sacred to God today. Understand that just like the Ark of the Covenant, you have things that are on the inside of you that are valuable beyond measure. And you cannot be touched unless God puts His hand in it. And if by chance the enemy tries it, surely he will die. I don't know if it's a spiritual death or a natural death, but I can assure you this, something is going to happen. Because when you start messing around on what's called and chosen of God and what's sacred to Him, you are now messing around on dangerous territory. The Ark of the Covenant was a clear indication of God's presence and of who He was ultimately. It testified His power, right? And on the inside of the Ark of the Covenant, the things that were on the inside represented the law, the priesthood, and also God's provision. And I need you to understand that we are a part of God. We are a part of a royal priesthood and a holy nation. We are of His. And it is our job to keep His commandments so that we can look like Him, sound like Him, amongst other things. And also so that we can show others that God is who He is. So yes, we are as sacred.